Not gonna lie guys, I thought it was Jover, but we are so baroque. I finally have access to a spring floor again, and I'm terribly sorry for the brain rot humor, but why are we in the Sigma zone? The origin of this floor reaches down to southern Estonia, where lives a man who has learned touchdown raised double cork on both sides. That's right, even the best of us would be impressed. But he is in Japan now, so he was willing to lend the floor. So the floor used to be in a garage, which I got to visit once. It's really not too big, 9 by 5 meters, so 45 square meters. Before the first session, I got a combo request from the floor owner, which meant that right off the bat, I already had to start trying things that barely fit on this floor. But it is properly bouncy, at least in its current form. You also may have noticed that the floor panels are not yet connected to each other, which means there was a lot of bend in the corners and some cross marks had to be put down to mark the most hazardous spots. And this isn't the typical spring floor design where there's 2 layers of plywood so that the top layer covers the seams of the bottom layer to avoid the bend. This one just has these reinforcement sheets. I'm honestly not sure which one's better or gives more bounce, but honestly it doesn't matter. I have a floor now. I am as happy as can be. So basically I just started doing everything I've been missing from having only access to grass, which is mainly swing throughs and punch tricks. Well, I mean punch is significantly harder on grass, but swings are harder too. But overall I'm seeing a lot of inefficiencies in my technique. Even though I did stuff that I've never done before, it still looks crooked, man. I can tell I haven't been on a floor in a while. But on the other hand, I have no idea how I managed to get a gainer type of thing out of cart triple full. I know it doesn't count, but it's a swing though. And the cart wrap full, swing dub, swing cork too. It's a very limited occurrence when I see myself swinging double cork on floor. Anyway, the month before that, when I was still very much floorless, I had been relentlessly grinding trampoline tricking. I really did not do much else. Well, I did go to college, but I only have to attend college like 2 days per week, which means that college is kind of easy, which is a plot twist I really was not expecting. Anyway, it all started when I decided to purchase some climbing books. There's this climbing YouTuber called Dave McLeod who I've been watching, and I've been farming his mindset advice and applying it to tricking. So at some point I managed to convince myself to get his book. 9 out of 10 climbers make the same mistake, but I knew going in that this was like 90% a mindset book, so it was the perfect opportunity to exploit the knowledge of climbers for tricking. So either way, before I got the book, during the summer, I didn't really train as much as I would have wanted to. I was thinking like, hey, I really want to do triple cork on grass, but I just constantly thought like, hey, I feel like I'm not really ready for it. Now this went on for a while until I got the book in September, and I was reading and it got to the topic of fear of failure. And now to quote, fear of failure takes different forms. Uncomfortable while climbing with others, watching, or even just present, not a problem. Getting attached to reference routes you know well and use to measure current fitness levels, but using them far too often, not a problem. Putting off trying desired routes until you feel fitter, but never feeling fit enough. At this point I was like, wait, book, relax, stop, what is this? You're stabbing me right in the heart. Like, I really generally don't like self-help books too much, and I haven't read any other self-help books, but I feel like the more specific the topic is, the more useful it's actually going to be, and this book is literally reading my mind. What is going on? Either way, I realized that, yeah, it was kind of stupid to stop training for a while. But more importantly, I also realized that I have a bunch of tricks that I have very little experience with and just kind of bad at. Just because I haven't trained them a lot, and I realized that the reason I haven't trained them is because I'm apparently afraid of falling with them and not being good at them right at the start, which is stupid. But I didn't even realize I had this problem before. So anyway, I watched some of my favorite tricking samplers, and I made a list of all the tricks I feel like I'm terrible at. It's like all messed up because I think I had it out with me in the rain. Also on the previous page there's some old combos. Apparently this one is a sick joke. Scoot flash, scoot full, hyper, scoot dub, hyper, scoot full, swing dub. It's not even that bad. What was I thinking? And I started grinding all of that on trampoline, because I only learn new tricks on trampoline nowadays because it takes way less energy than ground. You have way more height to figure out the movement. There's low risk of injury, and most importantly, it's soft, bouncy, and fun. Anyway, I had a small list initially, but I kind of depleted that list, so I made a bigger list. Bigger list is going to take a while to learn. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff ticked off because for some of these I was just really overqualified. Like when I tried learning D-Lac double twist and full snapu twist, it took me 10 minutes to learn both of them. I was like, wait, why didn't I do this earlier? Just wasting time for no reason. Procrastination just killing tricking improvement. The move I've procrastinated with the most is double side flip. I did my first double front flip like 10 years ago. Why haven't I learned this? And now that I got it, it's actually my favorite double flip now, I think. Also, I realized that you can do absolutely any trick on trampoline. Touchdown raise was the one that I really thought that this one does not work on trampoline. But now I have 3 good methods of doing it. First one is just the regular touchdown raise. Second one is front swing touchdown raise. And then finally, I got this one from Dylan Berry a while back. It's just full touchdown basically. B-twist touchdown thing, whatever, and you swing it. But trampoline is actually the overpowered component of this tactic, because I could not do this whole thing without trampoline. I'm really just trying to practice as much as I can, and it's way easier to do 10 reps of anything on tramp than it is to do it on ground. Also, I got my haircut in between, so when I went to the hairdresser, I said that I would like to have 3/4 of all of my hair removed, and she responded with, "Yeah, we'll remove 2/3." And I was like, "Wait, I meant 3/4." And she was like, "Yeah, because 2/3 and 3/4 are the same thing." Bro, I had to start explaining to the hairdresser that 2/3 is 0.66 repeating and 3/4 is 0.75. But it's alright, because we managed to reach an understanding with 0.75, and well, the haircut was good. I went to university for computer science, but before I made it to university, I was watching some anatomy lectures on YouTube. If you watched one of my previous videos, you may have an idea for why I was watching them. Either way, while I was learning anatomy, I thought to myself, I never really wanted to go to medical school, but I can't exactly remember the reason for that. So then the lecture makes its way over to the introduction to cytology, the study of cells, and the professor's trying to prove a point for why cells are as small as they are. And he does this by thinking of the cells as spheres. If you increase the radius of a sphere, the volume, everything on the inside will increase much more drastically than the surface area of the sphere. That's because in the surface area equation, the radius is in the second power, but in the volume equation, it's in the third power. So if you think of a number like 8 squared, that's 64, but 8 cubed is 512. You know, it's a massive difference. And the way a cell gets nutrients and disposes of waste is through the surface. So if there's a lot of stuff on the inside but the surface is really small, then it can't get stuff in and out fast enough and it dies. So it divides instead. It undergoes mitosis. It was just the way the professor was explaining these equations to the med school students. He was under the impression that if he's lucky, one guy in the room might know what a circle is. He goes like, from a long time ago, some of you may have a faint memory of the area of a circle, pi r squared. And in case you forgot, the radius is a line from the center of the circle to the outer edge. But wait, we are not talking about a flat 2-dimensional circle. We are talking about a 3-dimensional, ball-shaped, round cell sphere. It's like he had zero confidence anybody would know what a sphere is. And of course, no hate to doctors. It's an incredibly honorable profession, but I just feel like I could not find my place in that room. Here's some more clips from the new gym before we got the spring floor, and if you're wondering who started the new gym, it's the same coaches from the old gym who made a very rational decision to not remain unemployed and start a new gym, and honestly I'm very happy about that. Because otherwise, honestly, I wouldn't have anywhere to go. I would be stuck on grass for years or something. On a side note, Plan Zero, the biggest tricking YouTube channel, uploaded a video again in a long time, and I managed to buy a pair of shorts before the store closed forever, but I feel like I've blundered all of my Plan Zero purchases. This thing is too small for me. I ripped the armpit. These are great, but I wish I would have gone one size up. This one has like giant holes under your armpits, so I don't really like wearing that. So it really only leaves me with the hats. And I've worn this one quite a lot, but I got the white one for the occasion that I don't want the first impression of me to be that I will trick you and then destroy you right after. But in hindsight, this one might imply that I have zero plan instead. So it's also not very favorable. It's kind of a losing battle. But about Plan Zero, we all know Plan Zero's great. I got into tricking partially just because I watched so many Plan Zero videos back in 2017. Anyway, here I got full snap boot twist for the first time out of cartwheel, and also D-leg double twist. Yeah. A good thing about the new place is how wide the air track is. It's genuinely so wide, I'll never have any fear of falling off. I feel like I can even do things diagonally on it because there's just so much space. Honestly, right now I'm just really excited to use the floor again. I've only had one session on it so far. Gonna need to make my technique very efficient to be able to do hard stuff on a small area. There's only 8.5 meters of combo space on that thing diagonally. Pythagorean theorem, yeah. Gotta get good at starting from standing with everything, I guess.